Do you or your students ever get bored by doing the same old routine? Concept attainment, new American lecture, and guided discovery could be options for you. First, there is concept attainment. In concept attainment, teachers play a guessing game with their students that will help students elaborate and reinforce their understanding of concepts and practice their critical thinking skills. You start with the introduction. First, you introduce students how to respond and use the strategy. You might start off by saying, "Today, we are going to try something different. I'm going to give you some examples. Some might be a yes, and some might be a no. You need to hypothesize or guess what concept we are looking at today." Then you give students examples and allow them to hypothesize. First, you give your yes examples, then you give no examples. Students make guesses about the concept. Then students analyze further and make further predictions. Students are given more examples and must refine their and make guesses as to what the topic could be. Finally, closure. Students are given more examples and must apply their newly learned knowledge. Then, the next strategy is New American Lecture. In this model, you hook students' attention and then start with a visual organizer. The goal of the visual organizer is to make learning vivid and memorable. You'll stop presenting every 5 minutes or so, allowing students to review and think about what they've learned, and then you'll assess their learning using a task. Finally, the third model is guided discovery. Guided discovery is a model of teaching in which a teacher presents students with a specific topic and guides them to understanding of that topic. It is used for teaching generalizations and concepts. You start the guided discovery lesson by introducing the topic. You get the kids interested in what we're learning about. Then there's an open-ended phase. Here you show examples and non-examples. Students make generalizations from the differences. The younger children might want to have more concrete examples such as pictures or actual items. And you ask students, what do you notice? What are you wondering? And then there's a convergent phase. Teacher asks more questions to guide students further in understanding the topic, and then comes closure and application of knowledge. Of all the methods, guided discovery is my favorite. This model reaches all learners and does not require as much background knowledge as other strategies such as concept attainment. This format is also not as rigid as New American Lecture and more age appropriate. While these guided discovery lessons can take a little bit longer than traditional lessons, this approach is very student-centered and helps students understand complex concepts. There is an emphasis on critical thinking, and students must ask and answer questions and use evidence to understand the concepts. They need to form generalizations and understand rules. Students who may not be succeeding in traditional education classes may be more motivated in this method as well. It's okay to get things wrong in guided discovery. It's a learning process, and they start to understand that. There's also a sense of mystery and awe, and students are trying to work together to figure out this puzzle that they are trying to learn about. And using different methods of teaching in your classroom creates excitement and novelty. So I hope that you enjoyed learning about these three concepts. I really feel that guided discovery is the best.